Picture this. It's what, 2 a.m.? You've got a massive deadline looming, and you're just staring at your screen with that mocking, blinking cursor. You just found this absolutely incredible, perspective-shifting quote in a dissertation, but you hit a brick wall. You have literally no idea how to actually cite the thing. And let's be real, nobody wants to lose a whole letter grade just because they messed up a couple of commas in the bibliography. We have all been there, riding that exact wave of late-night essay writing panic. But hey, don't worry, you're in exactly the right place. Welcome to this explainer on mastering thesis and dissertation citations. I'm going to show you exactly how to break this whole thing down so you never have to stress over it again.
You know, it's completely normal to feel a bit lost here. Books, journal articles, they have this neat, standardized format we're all super used to seeing. But theses and dissertations, they kind of sit in this weird academic gray area. Sometimes they're totally unpublished, and other times they're buried deep inside some university's digital vault. It's almost like an insider secret of academia. So yeah, it can feel super intimidating when it doesn't look like your standard book. But seriously, citing a thesis? Don't panic. Once you grasp the underlying structure, it's actually incredibly straightforward. You just got to know what to look for.
Okay, so let's just dive right into our first section, the reference list recipe.
Think of that massive bibliography at the end of your paper a bit like baking a cake, right? You just need to make sure you have all the exact ingredients laid out on the counter before you start mixing. So here is your base recipe. To cite a thesis or dissertation properly, you absolutely must collect these 5 specific pieces of information. First up, the author. Second, the submission year. Third, the full title of the work. Fourth, the degree type. And finally, the awarding institution. Honestly, getting these core ingredients right secures those easy marks. It forms the absolute rock-solid foundation of your citation because it tells your reader exactly who wrote the research, when they submitted it, what it's actually called, and where they defended it.
Now, let's zoom in on one of those specific ingredients for a second, the degree type. You must explicitly state whether the work you're citing is a doctoral thesis, a master's dissertation, or, another specific award if your referencing guide asks for it. This level of detail, this is exactly what differentiates a thesis citation from a run-of-the-mill book citation. By doing this, you're officially acknowledging the specific level of academic rigor and the exact nature of the award that the author earned. It basically gives the document its proper academic weight.
But what happens when we bring the internet into the mix? Because let's face it, today, pretty much all of us are accessing these online rather than pulling some dusty, heavy-bound copy off a library shelf. Well, when you do access them digitally, you've got 3 extra very specific steps to add to your recipe. Step 1, find the repository name. Like, where exactly is this digital file living? Step 2, grab the stable URL or the DOI. And Step 3, note the access date, but only if your specific style guide actually requires it. These online editions logically build on that core recipe we just talked about. They prove exactly where you found the digital document, which ensures your professor or really any reader can track it down with just a single click.
All right, moving right along to part 2, nailing in-text citations.
So, okay, we've constructed that super detailed bibliography entry for the very end of your document. Now let's shift gears and jump straight into the actual body text of your essay, the place where you're actively writing out your arguments. As we compare the two side by side, the contrast is pretty wild. On one hand, we've got your reference list just absolutely packed with all that full metadata, the awarding institutions, repository names, and all those URLs we just covered. But on the other hand, your in-text citation is wonderfully streamlined. I mean, all you really need to use in the text is the author's surname and the year. And, well, if you're including a direct quotation or pointing to a precise passage, you simply add the page number. And that's literally it. It's so elegant, and it keeps your reader entirely focused on your actual argument instead of getting bogged down in heavy institutional details right in the middle of a sentence.
Now for our final section, part 3, pitfalls and digital tools.
Of course, no academic journey is without a few hidden traps along the way, right? So let's talk about how to protect your academic integrity here. This is where so many marks are just needlessly lost by students. Please, whatever you do, do not list the commercial database as the author. A commercial database did not spend 5 years researching and writing a doctoral thesis. The right way to do it, you absolutely must check the title page and the repository record for the official metadata. The actual, real-life human being who did the research, that is your author. Actually, scratch that. Just always remember this golden rule. Always credit the official metadata, never the search engine or the hosting database.
Now, once you've checked that title page and repository record for the official correct metadata, you don't necessarily have to sit there and assemble all the final punctuation by hand. Let's be real, nobody has time for that. The Harvard Reference Generator at harvardreferencegenerator.co.uk is this absolutely incredible digital tool that will literally save your sanity.
It seamlessly generates a flawless Harvard thesis reference for you. You just plug in that official metadata you've so carefully collected, and it handles all the tedious formatting for you. It is the ultimate time saver once you've gathered up your core ingredients.
And just like that, the whole mystery of the thesis citation is completely solved. You've got the core recipe for the reference list, you know exactly how to handle those streamlined in-text citations, and you know the major pitfalls to avoid when you're pulling your metadata. You are fully equipped to handle this whole process like an absolute pro. So I want to leave you with a thought to wrap up our explainer today. Now that you can cite these incredible documents with total confidence, whose groundbreaking research are you going to build on next? Go out there, find those deep, specialized insights hiding in those repositories, and weave them into your own brilliant work. Thanks so much for learning with me today.